Hello and welcome to an all-new adult erotica in comics. You are watching SVon82. I'm Scotty, your underground comic-loving friend, and this week we're going to be talking about an iconic Golden Age artist responsible for creating Plastic Man, who is still very relevant in DC Comics today. He also did tons of good girl art for Playboy magazine and Hugh Hefner. Of course, I'm talking about Jack Cole. That's what today's video is about. I hope that you'll stick around. Jack Ralph Cole was born on December 14th of 1914 in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. He was the third of 6 children. His father, the owner of a dry goods store, and his mother was a school teacher. Growing up, I guess you could say that Jack had a bit of a wild streak, and at the age of 17, Jack decided to bicycle across the country. He would ride to Los Angeles, California, and back. A few years later, after high school, Cole would marry his high school sweetheart, Dorothy Mahoney, and the two would move to Greenwich Village in New York City. Jack would spend the next year or so trying to break in as a magazine newspaper illustrator, and around this time, he would begin drawing for the studio of Harry A. Chesler, one of the first comic book packagers who supplied and outsourced stories to publishers entering the new medium. There, Cole drew such features as TNT, Todd of the FBI, and Little Dynamite for Centaur Publications, comics such as Funny Pages and Keen Detective Funnies. Lev Gleason Publications hired Cole in 1939 to edit Silver Streak Comics, where one of his first tasks was to revamp the newly created superhero Daredevil. No, not that Daredevil, this Daredevil, Jack Bender's Golden Age original. After becoming an editor at Lev Gleason, Jack Cole was hired at Quality Comics. There he would work with Will Eisner, assisting on the writer's signature hero, the Spirit. Cole would from there go on to create his own satiric Spirit-style hero called Midnight for Smash Comics. Smash Comics number 18 in January of 1941 to be exact. During Eisner's World War II military service, Cole and Love Fine were the primary Spirit ghost artists. Cole would create Plastic Man as a backup feature in Quality's Police Comics issue 1 in August of 1941. While Timely Comics quickly forgotten Flexo the Rubber Man had preceded Plastic Man as Comics' first stretching hero, Cole's character became an immediate hit and Police Comics' lead feature with issue 5. Cole's offbeat humor, combined with Plastic Man's ability to take any shape, gave the cartoonist opportunities to experiment with text and graphics in a groundbreaking manner. Helping to define the medium's visual vocabulary, Plastic Man would gain his own title in 1943. Cole's career by that time had taken on another dimension. In 1954, after having drawn slightly risque, single-panel good girl art cartoons for magazines using the pen name Jake, Cole became a cartoon illustrator for Playboy. Under his own name, he produced full-page watercolored gag cartoons of beautiful but dim girls and rich but equally dim old men. Cole's art would first appear in the 5th issue. He would have at least one piece published in Playboy each month for the rest of his life. In 1958, he created his own daily newspaper comic strip called Betsy and Me, which he sold to the Chicago Sun-Times Syndicate. Betsy and Me would run for 2.5 months before tragedy would occur in the life of Jack Cole. On August 13th of 1958, following an argument with his wife, he got in his Chevy station wagon, purchased a weapon, and decided to end his own life. He had sent a letter to his wife and also a letter to Hugh Hefner, which read, "Dear Hef, when you read this, I shall be dead. I cannot go on living with myself and hurting those dear to me. What I do has nothing to do with you." He had never really participated in the whole Playboy lifestyle, but had drank heavily the evening before at an office party. The reasons behind his death or why he made the decision remains largely a mystery. He is a legend in the comic book industry and will always be remembered for his larger-than-life contributions to both comics and art in general. Plastic Man is still very relevant in DC Comics to this day and even had a new miniseries recently. Had you heard of Jack Cole prior to today's video? Were you aware that the creator of Plastic Man also had a long career with Playboy? If you had heard of Jack Cole prior to the video, which was your introduction to his artwork? Let me know in the comments, and I appreciate you joining me for today's video. Big shout out goes to the channel members. Thank you all so much for your contributions and helping me make a dream for this channel come true. Every month, I pick up basic necessities for new members of recovery that may be struggling, may have nothing going in, and they want to turn their life around. We give a small helping hand to people that are in need, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, channel members. And I also want to shout out to you guys for coming through to check out my video this week on Jack Cole. I do a new adult erotica in comics video every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope you'll come back and check it out. I'm also live every Tuesday morning around 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you're ever off of work or just hanging out around the house, come hang out with me. We'll be showing off comics and having a good time. I thank you all, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. I'll see you next Wednesday. Peace.